Hello everyone, so I'm about to get started on today's meal, but when Andrew and I got home today, we actually saw that our box of HelloFresh for this week just arrived. So I'm going to show you how this arrives and what all you get with it. So I actually don't know what Andrea ordered, so let's take a look. So we got a pork and veggie bibimbap, which is very on par for Andrea. A honey butter barbecue pork cutlets, and that looks like a sweet potato mash, so can't escape the mash. We got a Southwest chicken sausage and rice skillet. 30-minute cook time, that's going to be not 30 minutes. A bavette steak and cherry shallot sauce. That looks pretty damn good. Ooh, and scallops over truffled mushroom risotto. That one is going to be the best one. I'm probably going to make that tomorrow because that looks really good. So yeah, HelloFresh sends you this big-ass box that's very insulated. You open it up, and here's all your meats and all your packages. And below it, there is a bunch of ice packs. But it actually looks like they sent us a free energy bar, which is kind of cool, I guess. This feels like tree bark, but hey, thank you. Alright, so now that we have everything emptied out of the box, as you can see, we emptied the freezer and we're able to put all this stuff in there, so now we got room for it. And yeah, we just take this and it can all be recycled, including the ice that they put in it. Hey, Andrea.
Hi.
And this should go without saying, but the smartest thing to do if you're doing HelloFresh, keep these cards. Because if you find a recipe you like, it might not necessarily be there next week on HelloFresh. So if you keep them all, then you already know what it takes to make things. And it's not like on many of these, there's stuff that's like hard to find in a store. It's like shallot, mushroom, parsley. You can find all this shit. So this one's actually going to be pretty interesting. We're doing the beef bulgogi bowls. The prep time is only 5 minutes. The cook time is only 20 minutes. And we don't have to use the oven at all. Just have to use the stovetop. There's no ingredients in here that are really like weird for me to use. I actually have used bulgogi sauce before. Andrea and I love Korean barbecue. Before the world ended, we'd go out for Korean barbecue all the time. Both that and hot pot are probably two of the places that we miss most of all. But we've been making lots of Korean barbecue at home. We actually just ordered some so we can do hot pot at home. So when we get really cold Chicago days, we're going to look forward to that. But honestly, this one seems like it's going to be pretty easy. Famous last words. So, since we're doing Korean barbecue, I was going to have my girl over here play K-pop, but the Korean barbecue place Andrea and I go to, for some reason, they blast Adele. So, Alexa, play Fire to the Rain by Adele. And I activated the one in there. Alright, so I have my rice ready to boil. Here's what's really weird. For those of you familiar with Joe Coy's stand-up, he famously says that the best way to tell if you have enough water in your rice is to measure up to that line on your finger. And I don't have it up to that line. Then again, I usually use our instant rice maker, which is the bomb. Also, Andrea just reminded me we don't have an instant rice maker, we have a rice cooker. There was next to no water in there, and it's already spilling over. What the hell? So now I have to take this cucumber, which is really emasculating, and cut it into ribbons, rather than chopping it. So I've done this like once before with a whole ass cucumber, so wish me luck. Okay, so Andrea has told me after watching these videos that I use way too much oil for everything. So for this, I need to start by putting a splash of oil in the pan. So I'm going to put oil in the pan.
You've been using my Colavita?
No, I haven't.
You mean...
Okay, back to where we were. So I'm going to use some olive oil. What I think is going to be an okay amount, saying that I've been using too much. Andrew's going to tell me if I use way too much.
I'm going to tell you right now that you can't be trusted, so you're going to use Pam from now on. Yeah.
Oh. So is that enough, Pam?
Yeah, that's enough, Pam. Sorry, you've lost olive oil privileges after you used 2 tablespoons of butter in our last mashed potato experience.
It's really fucking good, though. So this actually isn't how I'm used to making Korean barbecue. Usually we make it with the bulgogi sauce. But for this, they want me to first make sure that the pan is hot and that I have the beef already browning in that without any of the sauce. So that's new to me. So this bulgogi sauce actually sucks compared to the stuff that we usually get. So if you do order this one, I'd recommend going and get your own bulgogi sauce and using that instead of the crap they sent. So this instruction for the sauce says that I need to stir it with water until it reaches a drizzling consistency. And that sounds like the name of probably the worst rap album of all time. Drizzling consistency. So the recipe actually called for me to help fluff up this rice by adding butter to both of these bowls. I'm not going to do that. One, I've been adding butter unnecessarily to a lot of things, and also this is about to be covered in this very hearty sauce, this very vinegary cucumber salad, and these very earthy carrots. So why would I add butter to this? This doesn't make any sense. So these don't look bad, but there's a few things I'm going to say. One, they told me to use the thinnest slicer for carrots. Andrea told me that I was actually zesting them at first, so I used the other one, and they still seem way too thin, especially when you compare them to this picture. I mean, those are full-ass carrots, so bitches lied to me. Also, this sauce, I'm not gonna lie, is pretty bad. It's sriracha mixed with sour cream and a little bit of water. You add water so it drizzles, as I said in the drizzling consistency bit, but like, why even do that? Why not make, like, sriracha mayonnaise? Why not just use regular whole-ass sriracha? Also, they sent way too much cucumber to do this. I understand you're not supposed to use, like, the core of it, but still, you saw the size of that thing. This is way too much cucumber. So, we'll see if it's good. The final thing to note is, according to the packaging, it's going to be 5 minutes of prep time and 20 minutes of actual cooking. Now, I can understand that because I'm also, like, doing videos during all of this and coming up with bits, that it might take a little bit longer, but this was still over an hour. So how they think I'm going to get this done in 25 minutes is beyond me.
Yeah.
So when you get a bite of the bulgogi with the rice and the carrots, it's really good. The cucumber sucks.
Ugh.
Does the cucumber suck, honey?
So to make the cucumber, they gave me this white wine vinegar, and then they told me to add salt, sugar, and water. So, like, the flavor on it is right. It's just very clearly, like, not a good cucumber anymore.
Yeah, we probably needed to use that cucumber, like, 3 days ago, but...
Yeah.
We got Chinese food on Friday.
At first I thought there wasn't nearly enough rice per bowl, that they didn't give us enough rice, but honestly, it feels about right. Yeah, Andrea feels the same. So here's what I'm going to say about it. Obviously, I ate the whole thing, so it does taste good. But something that needs to be said is Andrea and I have made Korean barbecue ourselves, and we most certainly have gone out for better Korean barbecue. One thing I'll say is, during this week, despite the fact that I'm a pretty amateur chef, some of the food I made was better than its restaurant comparison that I've had. But this was one where night and day, go out for Korean barbecue rather than ordering this one. Or better yet, just make it yourself with the ingredients you like rather than relying on HelloFresh.
Hey, Sugar. Have you said Korean barbecue for, like, everything throughout this video?
Yeah?
I think the word you were looking for was bulgogi. Because Korean barbecue is just taking meat and putting it on a barbecue.
I knew that.
Yeah.
So, real talk, even though I made these carrots way too thin, they kind of worked and were really, really good. They just helped blend with the rice and the beef a lot better. I am burping while I'm talking, and I feel disgusting right now.
This is actually a really full meal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like feeling full after Thanksgiving rather than being full after, like, Taco Bell or Steak and Shake.
No. Okay, so to grade this one, I'm going to give it a solid, 87% because I can't blame them for the cucumber being, soft. We probably should have cooked that a little bit sooner.
I will say that after having the bulgogi sauce on the beef with everything else, it was better than I gave it credit for initially. But yeah, the cucumber didn't work. Honestly, I don't think that they gave us enough stuff to make the cucumber, though, to make it good, but to each his own.
And then a grade for you, Jacob. While this was a good meal, you were kind of a brat when I was trying to explain things to you. So, considering our carrots were zested first, and when you spilled out the water from the rice and needed a little bit of help with that, you were like, I get it. I know how to do it. I'm Jacob. Fart, fart, fart. Okay, but since you need an actual grade, Murphy, I'm going to give Daddy a 76%.
I feel like I earned better than a 76.
Your poor attitude has been taken into consideration.
Fine.
Ooh, even Murphy doesn't feel like this is fair. I think you great chef, Dad. Wonderful chef. But can Murphy have some?
So to celebrate a full week of productive cooking with HelloFresh, we were at Trader Joe's. We saw a bottle of my favorite wine and one that Andrea also really likes. If you guys ever come up across this stuff, buy it. Witch's Brew is amazing. This is just a pumpkin spice latte in wine form. It is
It's just
phenomenal.
the basic bitch of wine. Let me go get my egg.